What are we saying? What are we talking about? Are we talking?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk. So we were talking about what I've realised, and it's been a very slow, but to some mind, an abrupt and quick understanding is there is no ending to anything. It just resurfaces. It just continues. To be in the moment, to be fully conscious of what is happening between two people, that's a responsibility that we need to take on board. And just as crazy as the phantom's effect on me was just as crazy as my ex-husband of the 30 years. So a month in a 30 years, but still the same emotion for me. Different varieties, of course, in the grieving process, but ultimately along that journey. And when does it finish? When do we have enough information in our bodies to be able to feel we're ready to breathe calmly, understand the repercussions of our actions, be okay with that, and not pretend, and want to go forward? Or is that just a natural occurrence of when you recover? And I can ask people who have been addicts, I can ask people that have had real pain in their lives, physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, and we get through the same way. It's a process. I think the thing that I really wanted to share was to be kind through that process. Nothing is finite. I'm sure this is going to resurface one way or another in my endeavours to move forward. But to be okay with it, even if it's not okay, to know that it's just a process, we're not stuck. And that momentum gives me hope. That momentum gives me faith that there's always a silver lining. I've learned a lot. I've learned so much. And it's not necessarily about my relationships. This is about me. Of course, it's always about me, what I've learned and how I can find grace in that. So one of the other things is when I was thinking about loss, and I was thinking about the advice I give to friends who have either gone through a divorce or they're broken up or their parents or friends have passed, a severe loss, or their whole lives have been turned upside down through war, through whatever the scenario is. What do I do for them? How do I communicate with them? And I say to them, it's going to be okay. Whatever the scenario is going to be okay, because right now you're fairly healthy. You're talking about the mental process. You're okay. You're a fabulous human being. You contribute, and you're allowed to feel the way that you feel. But of course, I don't take my own advice. I only take my own advice when I've got no one else to talk to. And again, that was another insight into talking to people, because it's communication. Even if I'm talking to the animals, even if I'm talking to my dog, I'm communicating. I'm letting out what I'm feeling, talking, even though poor Loki can't answer me back. Sometimes he does. So he does that, as they do, and they look at you, go like this. But if you're able to have a friend, or even luckier to listen to someone who is educated in this field, or even more lucky that you have a group of friends or one person, as I've just reiterated, that's able to say to you, you're going to be fine. Because that's what we need. We need hope. The human nature needs hope, needs faith, needs grace. We need to be grateful for the lessons that are coming to us. And even if you precede an ending, reaping the consequences of that is that experience. And for what I still don't understand, I think it's, in my database, or I'm just a glutton for foolishness. Either way, it's mine. It's no one else's, it's mine. If I'm going to make a fool of myself, I'm making a fool of myself. No one else is making a fool of myself. And I can laugh about it. Of course I know. Of course I know. But, this is really exciting. Really, really exciting to jump in with both feet and see where it's going to take me. I don't have a problem with that. I can certainly be proven wrong for that moment. But again, to see the humour in one's stupidity. So the advice I'm telling myself, which I'm also wanted to share, is that wherever you are in your life, remember that you're going to be okay, that it's just this moment. It's not going to be forever. Remember that you are loved. Somewhere in the world, you are loved. From someone, from something, you are loved. Even if you have no people in your life, but you tend to your garden. This is worth thinking about. We contribute. We communicate. People come to me. They ask me questions. They want my opinion. They want my support. I think that's really important. I think giving support, right or wrong, that's their decision. But giving support, giving love, being unconditional. And, while I say all of this, I'm very self-righteous, just in case you didn't realise. I got my way and that's the highway until someone proves me different or can open that up for a different discussion. And then I'm just really keen, something I never looked at. So I like to think that now at this age, I have opened up a whole batch of windows that I can have little views in. And those are the choices now. And it's quite possible there are more choices that I haven't discovered. And I hope that there are more choices that I haven't discovered, because then I'm discovering what appeals to me. Then I'm discovering how I can contribute to myself and to others. That's so exciting. So exciting. I love it when I learn from others. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's not usually, 9 times out of 10, it's not on a conventional level. It's just watching people, observing people, having a little chat with them, seeing the kindness in them, seeing how they lift themselves and they lift their communities. That's valuable. I go, yeah, I like that. I think I'll just put that in my toolbox. That's also valuable. So now I feel a little bit freer. If that's answering your question, I feel there are more opportunities for me to show up for myself, to be totally present, to be in the moment, sometimes not. Yeah. I like to say that cosmically, I'm in the moment. That's not necessarily true.
Oh, not especially every time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And sometimes I remember something that I've said to someone and go, ooh, I don't think that was right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm on the phone again, see I was doing this like the old-fashioned phone. Yeah. Because
Questions about things you have done in your past.
correct.
It's good.
Correct. And then I listen to other people that have had, longer relationships or shorter relationships, and their challenges meeting that reality of where they are now, loss, their view is different. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, it's just different, which also gives me an insight into how people cope, what matters to them. Kindness. People being kind to each other. Take a breath. Don't be rushing in the traffic. Someone needs to get quicker, needs to go quicker. Sit the fuck back. Let them go. Especially if you've got the time that you don't have to rush. And if you do have to rush, leave half an hour earlier so that it's a cruisy trip. Watching traffic is like watching people, how they bump into each other. Their mindset is that way. I'd like to be a little bit more lucid. Did I answer your question, Mehdi?
Amazing.
No. What was the question again?
Amazing.
And I think when you're with a partner and with your family, it's a totally different concept. I mean, I have girlfriends who are very successful in their businesses, in their lives, conducting their own lifestyle, conducting their own lives, whilst having a family, whilst having a family, whilst having a really amazing relationship with their partner or partners, whatever they choose. And I take my hat off to that balance. I want to be like that as well. There's parts of me that I want to juggle that. I want to do what I want to do, but I also want to have a relationship with someone. I want a relationship of consequence. I want something that's meaningful. I want something that's loving. But it doesn't mean I have to abandon what I am. And maybe this is, really basic shit, but I didn't learn this. Growing up, I didn't learn this. I wasn't taught this. And my mother was, she was a solo parent, amazing, amazing woman. She still is an amazing woman who brought up 2 girls by herself, which is really admirable. And, that takes guts without any help from anyone, government, family, anyone. She just survived. And she made us aware of so much. She gave us great footing. It was, of the time in the 60s. So, yeah, no, I would not have reacted this way because I was still linked to someone, supporting them in my conditioning. And now it's all different. Now it's shifted. Now it's just me. It's just Julia. It's also, my son and the people that I love. But now and I like where I am. I'm just digging it. I just feel so excited about what's presenting itself to me. And I feel really excited that I'm just learning so much.